What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Grey Man Operations. Today we're going to be talking about holsters. I'm going to try in this video to outline specific things about holsters that I've learned over the years of doing reviews. I've got over 200 holsters. I've got some of the exotics like your Tenicors and your Fieldcraft survival holsters. I've obviously got holsters from all of the major local manufacturers. Safariland, not a big fan of this holster, to be fair. What I really want to make this video out to be something that is non-subjective. For example, concealment, comfort, speed. These are all subjective metrics. If you have a look at this B-roll, my concealment is good. I'm quite comfortable to run any of these holsters, and my speed is pretty much the same. But I'm running a different holster setup in each and every one of these videos. Not only that, I'm running a different weapon mounted light configuration. So I find those three metrics to be subjective. Now I do add them to my holster reviews because it is relevant to what I'm able to achieve. Before we get into that, guys, if you are one of my patrons, I'm giving away a Nightcore BP23 backpack in this video. And then I'll be giving away another Nightcore BP23 backpack, as well as later on in the month a Holosun 407K. So maybe it's a good time to join Patreon if you want to do that. The first link on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, it is the first link in the comments. Let's get into it. So guys, the first thing I want to talk to you about is the way the holster is made, the manufacturing process. In 2023, if you're buying a top tier holster and you're paying top tier money, anything over $1,000, I personally believe it's got to be vacuum formed, or it's got to be injection molded. The reason I say that is for someone like myself, who often gives people my opinion and advice on what they should buy when it comes to an holster. When something is vacuum formed, it means that there is an acceptable level of variance between holsters to where you can say they are the same. So if I get a particular holster from Shinobi Kydex, who this holster is from, and I say this is a really good holster, and someone buys it, they're going to get the same thing I got. The old method of foam pressing still works, and it might work for you, and you might get a good holster. The reason I'm saying that that is not acceptable for me anymore is because I give people advice on whether they should or shouldn't get holsters. And one foam pressed holster might be very different to another foam pressed holster. So the manner in which a company makes a holster is going to determine how accurate it is to your firearm and how similar it is to all other holsters. And for me, who gives people opinions on holsters, I believe if you're charging top money, anything over $1,000, your holster needs to be vacuum formed or injection molded. The next thing I'll talk about, especially for appendix, is your holster it must have some form of concealment device. Now there are multiple different kinds. Tenicor has a little molded in wedge, as well as a body contour wedge, right? So what this wedge does, so the first wedge, this one here, cams the firearm into your body. The wedge is going to cam the holster into your body as it makes contact with your belt. As you tighten your belt, it's going to do that and press the grip of the firearm into your body. This wedge at the bottom then presses against the inside of your thigh and cams the holster that way. So you get an even more or even higher level of concealment. Now for me personally, I found that often a claw is sufficient without the actual wedge. Some companies like Shinobi, Quantum Carry, have a removable wedge. So they sell it with a claw and a wedge, but you can remove the wedge. And what I meant by the claw interfacing with your belt, it's got to be something sort of like that. So the belt cams the claw into your body. If the claw sits too low or too high, you're not going to get the desired level of concealment. I'm yet to see an appendix holster that offers all-round good concealment without any kind of concealment device. Now, for most people running an appendix holster, they generally run it with a spare mag carrier. And what that looks like is going to be something like this. Now, in order to achieve acceptable levels of concealment with a unit like this, the centerpiece is very important. Now, there's about 3 or 4 different ways people achieve acceptable body contour with this centerpiece. For example, Quantum Carry has a completely flexible centerpiece. So their holsters really contour to your body, but there is a bit more movement or play on the body. I know a lot of people when they draw their firearm, they like to really drill down onto their holster with their primary hand. You can get a little play with the Quantum Carry setup because the situation is so free moving. Shinobi Kydex use a piece of leather which offers more resistance. Southwest holsters use shock cord, which is like springy. I find this to be the best medium, in my opinion, or the best of all worlds. And then if you want a really solid holster, the Bravo concealment holster, theirs is one solid piece. So once this is in your pants, there is no movement. But you will see they contour the holster to your body. If this was flat across the top, you would have very, very bad concealment and really poor comfort. The difficulty is getting that contour just right. So this is going to work for some people and it might not work for other people. In my experience, Bravo concealment have it just right, but that's for me personally, and it's a sample size of 1. I only have the body I have on the particular day I have it, so I can't tell you how well this is going to contour to your body. Whereas with something like this, I can say it's going to contour quite well to your body because that's what it's designed to do. The next thing, guys, is very important to look at is the clips your holster is going to ship with. They need to be good clips. I can vouch for Tackware and Discreet Carry Concepts. This is a clip that I've not had a lot of time with, although I can't find what. Oh, yeah. I don't know what brand of clips these are. They seem to be working pretty well. This holster is under review still. They seem to be working pretty well, but I'm not sure what brand that is. But you need good quality clips. Clips need to be height adjustable. So I don't know if you can see, these clips have holes in them so you can raise and lower them. Guys, I can tell you, I've never ever gotten a holster in my life from anyone I didn't have to adjust slightly in order for it to fit my body type perfectly and give me the concealment I'm looking for. So if someone's selling a holster that has clips that have no adjustment capabilities, that's for me is a big no-no. And then also weapon-mounted light options. The reason this is important to me is because I don't want a holster to dictate to me what I can and can't run, or particularly a holster manufacturer. They also need to cater for suppressor height sights and optic-ready guns. Now, you might think everyone does, but if you look at something like this, okay, this was one of my first 4 o'clock holsters. It's actually really not a good holster. And I think the day I bought this holster, I got home and I found Shinobi Kydex and asked him to make me a 4 o'clock holster because I was so unhappy with this one. This one isn't from Shinobi Kydex, by the way. We don't have to talk about who it's from. But if you look at this type of thing, right? 1, it doesn't cater for suppressor height sights. 2, it doesn't cater for a red dot. You should be able to buy one holster that is suppressor height sight ready as well as optic ready. And so the holster manufacturers in South Africa that I rate in terms of appendix sort of sidecar holsters is Bravo Concealment from SA Tactical Institute, Southwest Holsters from Southwest Holsters, Shinobi Kydex from Shinobi Kydex. I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Quantum Carry Solutions because, man, they do make a very nice holster. Although I don't know if you can get the weapon-mounted light option for this. Those are the holster manufacturers I can sort of say without any shadow of a doubt you're probably going to get a very good product. Now, there might be other holster manufacturers out there that you've bought a holster from and you're like, oh, well, why aren't you saying them? Well, personally, because either I have not gotten my hands on a piece of their gear for at least 2 or 3 years, or they simply don't meet the criteria that I'm talking about. Now, what I do want to say is if you are a holster manufacturer and you would like me to check out one of your products, you are more than welcome to contact me and I'll be happy to do so. if you are someone who knows of a holster manufacturer, send them this video and be like, hey, speak to Ryan. Get some advertising for your gear. So there's a holster challenge to any holster manufacturers that maybe think their gear is up to the standard and should be on this video. You're more than welcome to reach out. Let's give away a backpack. Okay guys, so by now you should know how this works. I'm going to copy the list of names of the active patrons. Should be like 103. Yes, they are. Copy that and paste it into a name randomizer. That's then going to randomize the names and assign them a random number, 103 entries, so good deal. From there, I'm going to select the numbers of the patrons and copy that into our random list of names, or sorry, our random name picker, excuse me. Paste that in there. There should be 103, and there are 103 entries. I'm going to shuffle them and click to spin, and this is going to basically be the winner, or the number of the winner of the Nightcore BP23, the second of 3 that I'm giving away. So it's number 93, and on this list, number 93 is going to be Byron. So I'll have to find out who Byron is on Patreon, but well done to you, Byron. I'm going to hook you up with that BP23. Remember, guys, I'm giving away another one as well as a Holosun 407K really soon. So well done to that patron. You're going to get yourself an awesome backpack, guys. I do also just have to say a big thanks to a guy called Bruce. He's one of my patrons. He sent me 2 bottles of whiskey. One is a Glenlivet 12-year-old. The other one is a Glenfiddich 12-year-old. I'm going to be giving one of these away to one of my patrons as well. Stay tuned for that. This might be a draw giveaway, or it could just be like I just pick someone at random and give them a bottle of whiskey. I really appreciate him sending me these 12-year-olds, and it makes there's good symmetry because my birthday is on the 12th. Well done to the winner of the backpack. I will look you up with that backpack shortly. Remember, I'm giving away another backpack later on in this month, and then I'm also giving away a Holosun 407K on Patreon, and I'm also giving away a Streamlight weapon light on Patreon, so it's going down. Guys, remember, everything in this video is a pin, nothing's a recommendation. Guys, that is it. I hope this video has helped you and will help you in the future. I will see you soon for a review. Have a good week. Be safe, train hard. Cheers. God bless.